In the stillness of reflection, one begins to notice how the body speaks, not in words, but in subtle signals. For those walking the path of life with diabetes, these signals often take the form of discomfort, persistent body pain, aching legs, muscle weakness, numbness, even a quiet fading of desire, clarity, and strength. As the body falters, the spirit too may begin to feel distant from its own center. But what if healing did not always have to come in the form of struggle? What if nature had placed quiet allies along our path, not in medicines, but in food, simple ancient foods that hold the wisdom of balance and restoration? Today I share with you 3 of these allies. The first is the humble egg. For many years, eggs were misunderstood. They were blamed for raising cholesterol, for harming the heart. Yet science, like mindfulness, has a way of correcting itself when it truly listens. Modern research has now shown that eggs do not increase heart disease risk. In fact, for those managing diabetes, eggs may be one of the most powerful healing foods available. Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids in perfect harmony for the body's needs. When our muscles weaken with age or illness, when diabetes disrupts the body's ability to process protein, eggs offer the building blocks to maintain and repair. They support lean muscle, prevent the wasting away that often comes with chronic illness, and help the body recover after effort. Those who eat eggs regularly show greater strength and endurance than those who avoid them. Why? Because the protein in eggs moves slowly through the digestive system, offering steady energy and stabilizing blood sugar. It prevents the sudden spikes and crashes that burden the diabetic body. But eggs offer more than strength. They soothe inflammation, one of the great hidden fires of illness. Within their simple form lies omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and choline, a trio that reduces pain, nurtures joints, and quiets the overactive immune system. Many who live with diabetes know the tightness in their joints, the sharpness in their nerves. Eggs calm these symptoms not through force, but through nourishment. Choline in particular supports nerve function. It has been shown to reduce pain signals, making it especially valuable for those suffering from neuropathy or chronic discomfort. And where there is pain, often there is also a loss of vitality, of connection, even in the realm of intimacy. Here too, eggs offer support. With vitamin B12, healthy fats, and choline, they fuel the body's ability to produce hormones. For men, this means better testosterone production, stronger libido, and improved fertility. For women, it helps regulate ovulation and balance estrogen levels, reducing the risk of conditions like PCOS, common in diabetic women. As we age, nerve function can become fragile. Diabetes hastens this decline, leading to tingling, numbness, and even cognitive fog. But within each egg is a quiet power. B vitamins, lutein, and choline, nutrients that protect neurons, support memory, and aid in regeneration of nerve tissue. Research confirms what ancient wisdom has always sensed, that nature, when respected and understood, can guide us back to ourselves. The egg, small and simple, is a vessel of vitality, not a cure, but a companion, offering the body what it has forgotten and reminding the mind of what it still can become. In the quiet chambers of the heart, much unfolds that we often do not notice until it's too late. The rhythm of life begins there, soft, constant, and faithful. Yet, for those living with diabetes, that rhythm can be disrupted. The vessels carrying life to every corner of the body begin to strain under pressure. Inflammation, plaque, oxidation. Slowly, the harmony fades. But sometimes healing comes not through grand acts, but from small, consistent choices. Among these choices, one stands out in its simplicity: the egg. It may surprise many to hear this, but eggs are a powerful ally for the heart. Once condemned for their cholesterol content, they have now been redeemed by science. The real danger lies not in dietary cholesterol itself, but in oxidized LDL, the form of cholesterol that damages blood vessels. Eggs, in contrast, raise HDL, the good cholesterol, lower triglycerides, and reduce LDL oxidation, shielding arteries from harm. This protection is not random, it is designed by nature. Eggs contain phospholipids, natural compounds that soothe inflammation in blood vessels, prevent plaque buildup, and lower the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and hypertension, all too common among diabetics. Research confirms this truth. Those who eat eggs regularly have healthier lipid profiles, lower blood pressure, and more flexible arteries. But the heart is not merely a muscle. It is also the seat of emotion, of joy and sadness, of anxiety and peace. Here too, eggs offer their quiet support. Within their golden center lies vitamin D, choline, and omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients essential for brain chemistry and emotional balance. Low levels of these nutrients are linked to depression, anxiety, and mental fatigue, especially in those managing chronic illness. But with regular intake, eggs help to stabilize mood, reduce anxious tension, and support clear thinking. Studies show that diabetics who consume eggs experience lower rates of depression and greater resilience to stress. These are not small benefits. They shape the quality of everyday life. Another area where eggs gently intervene is weight management, a central concern for those with insulin resistance. High in protein and rich in nutrients, eggs increase satiety, reduce cravings, and stabilize blood sugar, leading to fewer fluctuations and less emotional eating. When eaten at breakfast, eggs help people feel satisfied longer, consuming fewer calories throughout the day than those who start with carbohydrates alone. Diabetes can be taxing on the kidneys, organs that filter the blood and maintain internal balance. Many protein sources burden the kidneys, especially red meats or processed foods. But eggs offer bioavailable protein that supports muscle maintenance without overwhelming kidney function. For those with early-stage kidney disease, this is a precious advantage. Eggs provide a unique balance of essential amino acids, healthy fats, and vitamins, supporting kidney health without increasing the levels of protein waste that lead to kidney strain. And then there is the gift of sight, often overlooked until it begins to fade. Diabetic retinopathy, the silent thief of vision, robs people slowly and irreversibly. Yet nature, in its wisdom, has placed lutein and zeaxanthin, two powerful antioxidants, inside the yolk of an egg. These compounds protect the retina from oxidative damage and preserve visual clarity. Research shows that diabetics who eat lutein-rich foods like eggs have better visual function and a lower risk of vision loss. It is a simple action with profound consequences. At the cellular level, eggs support the body's ability to process glucose. They provide sulfur-containing amino acids, phospholipids, and antioxidants that help protect pancreatic beta cells, the very cells that produce insulin. The choline in eggs also enhances liver function, preventing the buildup of fat in the liver, a common complication of diabetes. Scientific studies reveal that eggs can improve insulin sensitivity by 10–20%, reduce fasting blood sugar, and help maintain stable A1C levels over time, key markers in long-term diabetes management. But not all eggs are equal. Those from pasture-raised or omega-3 enriched sources offer higher levels of nutrients, including omega-3s, vitamin D, and antioxidants. For optimal benefit, how eggs are prepared matters just as much as the eggs themselves. While eggs offer powerful nourishment, moderation remains a companion to wisdom. For most people with diabetes, enjoying 2 to 3 whole eggs per meal can support balance as long as cholesterol levels are monitored and the eggs come from clean, ethical sources. For those with elevated blood lipids or liver concerns, gentle adjustment and guidance from a trusted practitioner is essential. Scrambled eggs with avocado bring fiber and magnesium to support blood sugar regulation. Poached eggs over sautéed kale and mushrooms offer lutein and B vitamins for nerve and eye health. Omelets with turmeric, bell peppers, and onions provide anti-inflammatory benefits that reduce glucose spikes. Even a simple, soft-boiled egg with fermented vegetables supports the gut, the often forgotten center of metabolic balance. An egg salad with Greek yogurt and mustard gives probiotics and healthy fats that further stabilize glucose metabolism. Of course, moderation and mindfulness are key. Those with advanced kidney disease or sensitivity to cholesterol should balance egg intake with fiber-rich foods and seek guidance from a care provider. Cooking methods matter. Boiled, poached, or gently scrambled eggs retain the most nutritional value, while frying in processed oils diminishes their healing potential and increases inflammation. In the end, the egg is not just food, it is a symbol of life, of wholeness, of potential. For those managing diabetes, including eggs in a balanced, mindful way offers a steady path back toward health, not through force, but through understanding. One quiet step, one nourishing meal, one breath at a time. There is a quiet strength in small things, a seed, a breath, a step. And among these, the nut, small, humble, often overlooked, holds within it a great gift for those walking the delicate path of diabetes. For many years, people believed that because nuts were high in fat, they must be avoided. But time, like stillness, has a way of revealing deeper truths. That old fear no longer holds. Modern science shows us that nuts are, in fact, one of nature's most generous offerings to those who seek balance in body and mind. For the diabetic body, nuts bring a form of nourishment that is steady, calming, and transformative. Unlike processed snacks that create sudden spikes in blood sugar, followed by the inevitable crash, nuts move slowly through the system. Their rich composition of healthy fats, protein, and fiber helps slow glucose absorption, supporting stable blood sugar levels and sustained energy throughout the day. But their gifts extend far beyond blood sugar. The plant-based protein, magnesium, and BCAAs in nuts play a powerful role in muscle preservation and repair. Diabetes often brings with it muscle loss, not just physical, but symbolic of a gradual erosion of strength. Nuts help to rebuild. They support lean muscle mass, reduce weakness, and enhance the body's ability to recover after physical effort. Magnesium, found abundantly in many nuts, boosts ATP production, the cellular energy that fuels muscle contractions. The amino acid arginine improves blood flow to muscles, bringing oxygen and nutrients where healing is needed most. Pain is another common companion in the diabetic journey. Body aches, joint stiffness, nerve pain, they form a quiet chorus of discomfort. Here too, nuts offer relief. Their omega-3s, polyphenols, and magnesium reduce inflammation, calm soreness, and ease tension in the body. Studies show that regular nut consumption is linked to lower levels of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6. In addition to these, vitamin E and selenium work to protect the joints and tissues from oxidative stress, making nuts especially valuable for those managing arthritis or fibromyalgia-like symptoms. Even the most personal aspects of life, fertility, intimacy, vitality, are touched by the nutrients in nuts. Zinc, selenium, vitamin E, and L-arginine are known to support reproductive health, boost testosterone levels, and improve sperm quality. For women, nuts help regulate estrogen, support ovulation, and address hormone imbalances that are common in diabetic conditions like PCOS. Studies reveal that men who eat walnuts and almonds daily see measurable improvements in sperm motility and count, signs not just of reproductive strength but of deeper vitality. Nuts also speak to the nervous system, that delicate web of communication that diabetes so often disrupts. With B vitamins, magnesium, and alpha-lipoic acid, nuts help to protect nerve cells, restore nerve function, and reduce neuropathy symptoms such as tingling, burning, and numbness. Regular consumption has been shown to reduce neuropathic pain by up to 40% while improving the integrity of nerve signaling pathways. And just as they protect the nerves, nuts protect the heart, the vessel of both life and spirit. Rich in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, nuts help improve cholesterol, lower triglycerides, and soften arterial stiffness, all critical for those at heightened risk of cardiovascular disease. One study found that eating just 50 grams of mixed nuts daily led to a 10% reduction in LDL, a 5% increase in HDL, and significant drops in blood pressure. The arginine in nuts boosts nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation, reducing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Mental clarity, emotional balance, these too are supported by nuts. Within their shell lies tryptophan, B6, magnesium, and omega-3s, ingredients that nourish the brain and support the production of serotonin and dopamine. These neurotransmitters govern mood, sleep, and resilience. People with diabetes often experience mood swings, irritability, and anxiety. Yet studies show that nuts can reduce anxiety symptoms by 32% and foster a greater sense of emotional steadiness. They do not cure, but they soften the edges, create space for ease, and support the mind in its search for quiet. In terms of weight, an issue that haunts many who live with insulin resistance, nuts once again defy expectation. Though calorie-dense, they are high in satiety, meaning they help one feel full for longer. Regular nut consumption is linked with a 21% lower risk of obesity and better outcomes in long-term weight management. The reason is simple. Nuts slow digestion, prevent insulin spikes, and reduce the likelihood of blood sugar turning into fat storage. Their impact on kidney health is another quiet strength. Unlike processed protein sources that can burden the kidneys, nuts provide gentle plant-based protein, rich in magnesium, potassium, and antioxidants. These nutrients reduce oxidative stress and support renal function, especially important as diabetes is the leading cause of kidney damage. And lastly, vision, the window through which we witness life. Diabetes puts this gift at risk, but nuts rich in lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin E help protect the retina from oxidative injury and reduce the likelihood of diabetic retinopathy. Studies confirm their ability to improve macular function and preserve sight. In all these ways, the nut, simple, ancient, whole, becomes a powerful companion on the path of healing. It doesn't force change. It invites it quietly, consistently, with every handful. As we age, we begin to see that true medicine is not always found in the loud or the complex. Sometimes it is hidden in the smallest, most natural forms. A shell, a seed, a moment of nourishment in the stillness of morning. At the deepest levels of our being, transformation does not shout, it whispers. It begins in the quiet exchanges between cells, where food becomes fuel and fuel becomes life. For those walking the path of diabetes, this cellular transformation holds profound meaning. Nuts, humble in form, exert their power not just in what we taste, but in what happens long after we swallow. Inside the body, they begin a quiet work, reducing inflammation, restoring mitochondrial balance, and protecting the fragile beta cells of the pancreas, those responsible for releasing insulin. It is here, in the stillness of the cell, that nuts shine most. They are rich in polyphenols and antioxidants, compounds that improve the body's ability to absorb glucose into cells. This means lower fasting blood sugar, more stable A1C levels, and a reduction in the internal damage caused by insulin resistance. Studies affirm this. People with diabetes who consume nuts daily experience up to a 20% improvement in insulin sensitivity. That is not a minor shift. It is the kind of change that, over time, can alter the course of a disease. But as with all things on the path to balance, moderation and mindfulness are essential. A handful, about 30 to 50 grams, is enough to offer the full benefit without tipping the scale into excess. This portion carries the perfect amount of nutrients without overwhelming the body with calories. Not all nuts serve the body equally. Some bring more to this healing journey than others. Walnuts, almonds, pistachios, macadamia nuts, and pecans offer the most profound benefits for blood sugar regulation. Their specific blend of fats, minerals, and antioxidants helps to balance glucose and reduce inflammation. To unlock their full power, preparation matters. Soaking nuts overnight helps break down phytic acid, a natural compound that can block the absorption of essential minerals. This simple act, placing nuts in water, letting them rest, is a metaphor for healing itself. Allow time and nourishment deepens. While roasting adds warmth and flavor, it can reduce antioxidant content. Therefore, raw or lightly roasted nuts are ideal. In our fast-moving world, we often forget that how we prepare food is an extension of how we care for ourselves. Incorporating nuts into a diabetes-supportive diet can be a joyful, creative act. A walnut and spinach pesto over grilled salmon unites healthy fats and omega-3s. An almond-crusted chicken with roasted vegetables brings texture, flavor, and stability to blood sugar. Even a simple macadamia and dark chocolate energy bite offers satisfaction without sugar spikes. For those who crave comfort in the morning, a pistachio and Greek yogurt parfait with cinnamon soothes the gut and nourishes the brain. And a pecan butter spread over flaxseed crackers provides fiber, antioxidants, and delight in every bite. However, as with all things in nature, balance is essential. People with advanced kidney disease should moderate nut intake. While nuts support kidney health, their potassium content can become problematic in the late stages of renal impairment. It's also important to avoid heavily salted or artificially flavored nuts. High sodium disrupts blood pressure and undermines the healing gifts that nuts naturally offer. When we choose simplicity, raw, whole, close to the source, we allow the body to respond with clarity. So let us remember, nuts are not simply food, they are tools of renewal, nourishing muscle, calming nerves, softening inflammation, stabilizing mood, and helping the body find rhythm again. With intention and presence, including them daily can bring the body closer to harmony. However, not all nuts are created equal. Highly processed or artificially flavored varieties, often roasted in industrial oils or coated in sugar, may diminish the very benefits we seek. Simplicity matters. Choose whole, unsalted, and unprocessed nuts whenever possible. It is in what is unaltered that nature speaks clearest. And now the journey continues, from the weight and earthiness of nuts to the lightness and promise of seeds. Seeds are among the most nutrient-dense foods available to those managing diabetes. Where some foods spike sugar and agitate the system, seeds slow the process. They reduce glucose crashes, support digestion, and enhance metabolic health at its core. And perhaps most beautifully, they require almost nothing from us. No stove, no heat, only presence. Research confirms that regular seed consumption lowers fasting blood sugar, improves A1C, and enhances insulin function at the cellular level. These changes are not always dramatic, but they are enduring. And in the context of chronic illness, endurance is its own kind of victory. Seeds bring more than stability. They strengthen muscles, restore energy, and prevent fatigue, a quiet but steady resistance against the decline that often accompanies age and diabetes. Rich in plant-based protein, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids, seeds help the body repair what has been strained and preserve what remains strong. Magnesium in particular enhances ATP production, the cellular fuel needed for movement and resilience. Pumpkin and hemp seeds, rich in branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs, further support the repair and growth of muscle, not through stimulation, but through nourishment. And for the aches and stiffness that many diabetics face daily, seeds offer a gentle balm. Their content of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, polyphenols, and magnesium soothes joints, eases nerve pain, and calms systemic inflammation. Studies show that those who consume omega-3 rich seeds can see up to a 30–40% reduction in inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, silent markers that signal inner distress. Even more, the zinc and selenium found in seeds act as powerful defenders against oxidative stress, slowing the damage that creeps in with time and chronic blood sugar imbalance. In every spoonful, in every sprinkle, seeds offer a quiet message. Healing is not loud. It is consistent, grounded, and close to the earth. In the silence between heartbeats, we begin to notice the small changes, the moments when pain softens, when clarity returns, when strength begins to build again from within. For those living with diabetes, these moments matter. They are signs that healing is not only possible, but already unfolding. Seeds, simple, quiet, unassuming, offer this kind of healing. Not as medicine, but as nourishment that works deep within the body, touching nerves, blood vessels, the brain, the kidneys, and even the eyes. Studies show that just 20 to 30 grams of seeds a day, a small spoonful, can bring significant improvement in nerve function. Why? Because seeds are rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps nerves communicate, heal, and calm. For those experiencing neuropathy, burning, tingling, or numbness, seeds act as a quiet balm, reducing discomfort and restoring connection within the nervous system. But their gifts continue beyond the nerves. Seeds support the heart and blood vessels, which are often strained in diabetes. With their natural abundance of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, seeds improve cholesterol, reduce arterial stiffness, and lower blood pressure, all vital to preventing cardiovascular complications. The amino acid arginine present in many seeds enhances nitric oxide production in the body. This helps to relax the blood vessels, allowing for better circulation and a reduction in hypertension, a risk that often shadows diabetics. In fact, regular seed consumption has been linked to a 30% reduction in cardiovascular events, including heart attacks and strokes. Yet seeds do not only nourish the body, they also support the mind. With tryptophan, vitamin B6, and magnesium, seeds feed the brain's ability to produce serotonin and dopamine, the chemical messengers of calm, clarity, and emotional steadiness. Since diabetes often raises cortisol, the stress hormone, many people experience mood swings, anxiety, and sleeplessness. But nature provides its answer. Studies reveal that those who consume magnesium-rich seeds see a 35% drop in anxiety symptoms and a 20% improvement in sleep quality. Through these small daily choices, emotional well-being becomes less elusive, more grounded. In the journey with diabetes, weight management is often a quiet battle, one that happens not only at the table, but in the mind. Here too, seeds are powerful allies. Rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats, they increase satiety, reduce cravings, and slow digestion, preventing blood sugar spikes and creating space between hunger and habit. Contrary to popular belief, seeds do not promote weight gain. In fact, research shows that regular intake of fiber-rich seeds leads to lower body fat percentages and improved metabolic function. They help the body respond with balance, not by suppressing appetite, but by aligning it with nourishment. For the kidneys, which filter life's flow through the blood, seeds offer minerals like magnesium and potassium, along with antioxidants that reduce inflammation and support regulation of blood pressure. Where processed protein may stress the kidneys, seeds offer gentler, plant-based support, preserving function rather than taxing it. Studies show that diabetics who consume seeds rich in magnesium and potassium often experience better kidney performance and more stable electrolyte levels. These are small but profound shifts, the kind that prolong function and ease the burden of chronic illness. And then there is the matter of vision, the sacred gift of sight. Diabetes can damage the delicate tissues of the eye, leading to a condition called diabetic retinopathy, a leading cause of blindness. But seeds once again offer their quiet defense. Rich in lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin E, seeds help to protect the retina from oxidative stress and preserve visual clarity. They do not reverse damage, but they slow its advance, buying precious time and offering a shield against the unseen erosion of light. In each seed is the wisdom of the whole, a memory of the tree, the soil, the sun. And in each serving, a reminder. Healing does not always come in large movements. Sometimes it begins with the smallest things. A sprinkle on your salad, a handful in your palm, a choice made quietly, with care. Deep within the body, where the eye cannot see and the mind seldom lingers, healing begins in silence. At the cellular level, seeds perform their quiet work, reducing inflammation, calming metabolic stress, and awakening the regenerative strength of the pancreatic beta cells. These cells, so often damaged in diabetes, are supported, protected, and in some cases, gently restored. Research shows that when seeds become part of the daily rhythm, just a small handful, 20 to 30 grams, people with diabetes may experience a 20 to 30% improvement in insulin sensitivity. Fasting glucose levels begin to stabilize. A1C, that long view of blood sugar control, starts to decline. Such progress does not come from force, but from consistency, from presence. The key is not abundance, but balance. About 2 tablespoons a day provides enough nutrients to shift the body toward wellness without excess. And like everything else in nature, not all seeds are equal. Some offer more omega-3s, more fiber, more metabolic benefit. Among the best for blood sugar balance are chia, flax, pumpkin, sesame, and hemp seeds. Yet for those with kidney stones or gout, moderation may be necessary. Some seeds, particularly chia, flax, and almonds, contain higher levels of oxalates, which may aggravate these conditions. Awareness is part of nourishment. Each carries its own wisdom, its own subtle healing force. To unlock this wisdom, preparation matters. Soaking seeds, especially chia and flax, softens their outer layer and removes phytic acid, a natural compound that can block mineral absorption. Grinding these same seeds makes their omega-3s and lignans more accessible to the body. A small shift in how we prepare food can open great doorways in how we receive it. Light roasting of pumpkin and sesame seeds brings out flavor while preserving their antioxidants. But beyond nutrition lies joy, the joy of creating simple, healing meals. A chia pudding with cinnamon and almonds, rich and grounding. Flaxseed and walnut-crusted salmon, a meal that restores. A pumpkin seed and avocado salad, a sesame turmeric cauliflower dish, or hemp seed energy bites with dark chocolate and coconut, all are moments of care made visible. But even nourishment must come with mindfulness. For those with advanced kidney disease, the potassium in seeds may need to be moderated, and it is best to avoid salted or flavored seeds, which can disrupt blood pressure and dilute the healing power of nature. Seeds do not scream for attention. They ask only to be included with awareness, with respect. They are not supplements, they are not trends. They are living reminders that what is small can be powerful, and what is consistent can be transformative. In this journey, we've explored 3 ancient allies: eggs, nuts, and seeds, each rooted in tradition, each validated by science, and each offering not just the possibility of health, but the return to harmony between body, mind, and breath. You do not need to change everything. Just begin with what is small, what is true, what is alive, and let that become your medicine.